bol. Krishna, good sound. I just want to say we are starting now with singing kirtan, so maybe, okay? You can take your pizza and eat pizza outside. Hare Krishna, no, okay. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Krishna. I would just like to say to the devotees in the back, our Serbian mantra, the mantra. So, my dear devotees, this is the second part of what we started a few days ago, Krishna's return to Vrindavan. We will just explain to all of you that the dear devotees of Krishna felt Krishna's absence so acutely. They remembered a letter which Krishna had written to them. And in this letter he had basically stated that he would always be with them as long as they remained conscious of him. Now, the very emotional scene we had described, how the Brajvasis at that time, when Krishna said, I will always be with you as long as you remember me, they heard in the distance, what? The conch shell, yes, the conch shell, which announced Krishna's coming. When we blow the conch shell at the Aratik ceremony, before we start, we want to remove all inauspiciousness out of the atmosphere by the sound of the conch shell. So Krishna blew in his conch shell to remove the inauspicious feelings of deep depression in the hearts of his devotees. He announced, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, and they ran towards him as fast as they could. And when they finally saw Krishna coming on his chariot to he had crossed the river, they were very, 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 very moved. But they were so much moved that they could not move anymore. There is a song which describes what happens when you see Krishna. Jana Sakala Tare Krishna Darshana Jara Bhagya Hoya The beautiful song. Vikashya Vinayanya Gauri Krishna Darashana Chareji Chitera Vikara. It says, person's birth is successful if by good fortune he has Krishna's darshan just once, one time alone. By seeing Krishna with the opened eyes of the heart, the living entity gives up all perversions of consciousness. You can see Krishna not through these eyes, but through the eyes of your heart. Oh, Krishna has garlands of forest flowers. He stands there in a threefold bending form and he holds his flute. How beautiful he is! How much good qualities he has! His body has the color of a fresh rain cloud. He wears a great peacock feather on his head. And his beautiful dark body is decorated with very bright spots, the marks of sandalwood paste. Oh, my dear devotees, his sweet form is full of nectar. If my eyes can see this form, I fall down unconscious on the ground, and tears of love stream. When I see Krishna, my feet cannot move, and I forget everything else. So, my dear devotees, this is what the Brijbasis felt when they had to run with all their strength to Krishna. But when they saw him, they stood like trees, or like figures painted into a painting. As they looked at Krishna, Krishna looked at them. And he gave so much happiness to their dried hearts. Just like a rain cloud comes and floods the land with the rain. When Krishna was there, the heart was flooded. And just like a cloud speaks with thunder, Krishna spoke with a deep voice, which often stopped because it was choked. He could not speak when he saw his most dearest of devotees. At that moment, when the Brijbasis saw Krishna overwhelmed with love, tears came out of their eyes, and these tears fell on the dried up trees, which immediately began to grow and show green leaves. But when Krishna saw his dear devotees, they looked to him as if they were for a long time imprisoned. Have you ever seen someone who stayed a long time in prison? He becomes all white in his face, his body shakes, he's very skinny. His dear devotees looked like people who had been imprisoned in the cage of separation. And Krishna doesn't like that his devotees look miserable. So he showered them with a very nice glance from his life-giving eyes. And immediately his devotees developed shining bodies. They were shining with an effulgence. My dear devotees, when you feel sad in your life, when you feel separated from Krishna in your life, go to the deities, sit before the deities, tell the deities, my Lord, this is my situation. At that time, Krishna will look at you. And when Krishna looks at us, our dried up hearts and our pale bodies become shiny. Then something happened which was unexpected. Only Brijvasis had come, men, women, the elderlies, the small children. Krishna was looking, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? I'm missing them. At that time, a very nice breeze came, which wanted to serve Krishna. And it took the wonderful fragrance from his body and brought it into the nostrils of whom? The cows. The cows can find out by sniffing. They are very good. They go on the grass and they find out, oh, this is not so interesting. Ah, this is very interesting, this type of grass. And they eat. So the cows got Krishna's fragrance and they became wild with ecstasy. They ran towards Krishna. There was a huge rumbling on the ground. Millions of cows were coming and it sounded very sweet. Why? Because they had bells on their foot. You know, the Brijvasis like their cows so much that they put bells on the feet of the cows, like you put before on a dancer. It was a bell sound was coming and the cows were loudly making their sound. Moo! They could feel Krishna. They ran towards Krishna. When Krishna saw them, he smiled and he laughed. And the cows came and brought their necks and Krishna was scratching them and he was laughing and crying, and then the cows put their throat up like this and Krishna scratched their throats. I think he must have expanded himself into millions of forms to take care of all the cows because they were so loving, so eager, so ready for his affection. When Krishna saw the cows coming, the first thing he did is he paid his obeisances to the cows. Imagine God himself comes down, gets on the ground and pays his obeisances to these most ecstatic Vrindavan cows. What a scene. It was very emotional. They became so pleased that an atmosphere of love spread through Vrindavan, which attracted the other devotees of Krishna, the deers, the birds, the peacocks. The deers first started to run, but then they became stunned and moved with small steps, because also they were overwhelmed with ecstasy. it is described that so many birds came, so many deers came, so many cows came, that Krishna at first could not recognize anyone individually. But then Krishna could see, this is Hansi, this is Surabi, this is Hemangi, this is this cow, and this is this bird. And he took up his old relationships to each single being who was in Vrindavan. Because one of Krishna's qualities is he can have relationships to an unlimited number of devotees. At that time, Purnamasi arrived. Purnamasi is Yogamaya. She has white hair, she has a saffron-colored sari, yes. She is an ascetic, and she came and she saw this loving exchange, and she said, "Don't you see, Krishna has not eaten anything." And she said something else. This is dangerous. There are so many emotions at the moment. It is as if cool rain from the Siam cloud comes upon hot sand. An intolerable heat is created which can destroy the whole universe. So before anything else, let us invite Krishna to sit under this banyan tree. So all the devotees brought Krishna by the hand. You sit under that banyan tree, and Krishna walked very elegantly, like only Krishna walks. And he looked at all his devotees with his eyes roaming, wandering, greeting this devotee, expressing something to that devotee. And he sat down, and all the Brijvasis, all the cows, everyone sat in concentric circles around Krishna and just stared at Krishna. And as they were taking Krishna's beautiful form through the eyes into their hearts, they became satisfied from this long, long, long time of separation. I request you to close your eyes for a moment and let an inner picture arise before your eyes. Krishna sitting in the center, and his devotees sitting around him. And express to Krishna through this beautiful, beautiful kirtan what you feel, or what you would feel if Krishna should return in your life. You are again with Krishna. You can look at him, you can serve him, you can be with him. Only then, my dear devotees, there's life again, there's happiness again. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Please raise your hands to the sky and sing this if you really mean it.
devotees, there is a very special effect on the soul when it meets Krishna or sees Krishna. Svarupananda, oh Svarupananda, oh Svarupananda, oh Svarupananda, oh Svarupananda. Mother Kulturi. It's a very special effect in the soul. The effect is when you have darshan of Krishna, you want to serve him. you feel your life has been wasted. So all the Brajbasis, without talking amongst themselves, ran from the banyan tree into their homes and came back with piles of beautiful cloth. They brought everything which was there in the house and chanting loudly, Hare Krishna. They came to Krishna and said, Krishna, wear this beautiful cloth. And Krishna looked at them. But again he was sad. They were themselves dressed in such poor cloth, such pure dresses, that Krishna felt, they're giving me everything, but they don't keep anything for themselves. So Krishna, wanting to reciprocate with his dear devotees, went to his chariot and he ordered Daruka, take everything from this chariot, all the beautiful cloth, all the oil, the beautiful scents, and put it here on the ground. Then there were piles of beautiful cloth, and Krishna with his own hand gave to each one of his Brajbasis piles of the best cloth, ornaments for the ladies, oil, ancient harmony gems. And as Krishna was giving, everything became as it was before in Vrindavan. Vrindavan took on its natural splendor by the gifts of Krishna. And although there were just a small few things in the beginning, they increased and increased and increased as Krishna was giving the Brajbasis. I'm always reminded on my own Christian background, when Jesus called all the people together for a feast, he had only a few breads. But as he was giving the bread away, the bread was increasing unlimited, and he could fulfill this hunger of thousands and 10,000s of people. So Krishna gave everything away. And then Krishna, in order to recognize the gifts of the Brajbasis, dressed himself in very, very nice ornamental ways. Have you ever seen in the altar Krishna with his turbans? They're very opulent. No one goes like this around. Donald Trump is rich, but he doesn't have such a good turban. Not available. This is Krishna. He is the best dresser. Never boring. Very interesting. That's all right. But something was still missing. Although Krishna was dressed in the Vrindavan style, he said to Mother Yashoda, Yashoda, where is my flute? There are three things which Krishna dresses in Vrindavan, or has in Vrindavan. One is the flute. Second?
Peacock feather.
Peacock feather, yes. Where is my peacock feather? He asked. And the third?
Yellow dhoti.
Stick.
Yes. Yellow dhoti he has also in Dwarka. He has a stick. A stick for the cows. Yes. So when Krishna was dressed at a flute, peacock feather, and stick, he was complete. Now he was ready to enter the Vrindavan village. All this took place before. And Krishna entered the Vrindavan village in great style, my dear devotees. so many people came and danced before Krishna. They brought Krishna home to Vrindavan. There were groups of people came forward to offer arati to Krishna. They first wanted to offer each one individually an arati, but there were too many people, so groups of people came. One was offering the artics, and who was related to the person put the hand on the shoulder of that person, and who wanted to partake took the hand on that shoulder, and in this way there were circles of people offering arati to Lord Krishna as he came back to Vrindavan. It's a beautiful and moving story, but I would like to come to the conclusion of Krishna entering Vrindavan. Finally, he went into his own house. Yashoda was so happy, but she understood, why Krishna has done so many things, he must be tired. So she said, I will arrange your meals for tomorrow. Then Krishna went with his cowherd boy friends into his sleeping room. But there the boys were amongst themselves. Krishna took each cowherd boy, they rested, Krishna embraced him to his chest, and they embraced Krishna back. And Krishna asked about certain cows. Let's talk about cowherd boys. Krishna asked about the trees, if they were still standing in the forest. Krishna had not forgotten anyone. And finally, as the day came to the close, Krishna did something which he does only in Vrindavan. He sighed a very deep sigh, and he fell asleep. My dear devotees, the same Lord will come to remove all the demons from this earth. The same Lord will come to establish Dharma again. The same Lord who is busy every minute, who's sitting in the heart of all of us, and who fulfills the desires of the countless living entity, that same Lord laid down on a milk-white sheet in his sleeping room in Vrindavan, and surrounded by his loving servants, he closed his eyes. He was at home in the kingdom of love, and he fell asleep. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jai Jai Radhe Radhe Krishna, Krishna. There is one information which I could not give. How did the gopis meet Krishna? How did Srimati Radharani meet Krishna? But because this is so confidential and so deep, and because we are so loud in Serbia, it will be told in 10 years or so. But the idea is Krishna coming back to Vrindavan, Krishna returning. That is some idea we must celebrate. One day we should be able to also celebrate the return of Krishna. Or better, we should return to Krishna. We will end here. I must see, I think I see our Mother Vindapuri, Madhva Muni. Please come.